Hello, everybody. I'm Rebecca Hoffberger, and this is my introduction to our exhibition, The Secret Life of Earth, just in time for the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. So I want to first thank you for giving me a reason to get out of bed and dress and makeup. But I hope every one of you out there are hunkering down safely and happily. And please enjoy The Secret Life of Earth. I hope you're going to come and see this very important, beautiful show that will now be extended into the first month through January of 2021. Again, our one planet, this is it. Come tour with me, The Secret Life of Earth. Thank you so much.
The very first thing we encounter, courtesy, an image on a huge screen from the Goddard Space Flight Institute, shows the year of 2017, and what you're most struck by are the billowing clouds of smoke from the forest fires in California. We can only imagine the burden in our atmosphere of smoke from the Brazil mega fires as well as Australia. Then you see the dust that comes from the Sahara, and it gives nutrients to the rainforest in South America. And then you look up, and in our long entry hall, you see hanging from the ceiling all of these plastic things that have washed up on Point Reyes Beach in Northern California. All of this plastic was collected in just weeks of time by going out by a couple named Judith and Richard Lang, who have a wonderful film called One Plastic Beach. We may have 5 different names for oceans, but it is but one interactive body of water. There is no way when we throw something. So we have then the history of plastic, which was actually invented in 1856, but it really didn't get going until the 1950s in America, when a way of manufacturing plastic became so cheap, it invaded our lives in every way. You get up to the head of our ramp, and you have my introduction, and then you see my friend Trom's Hollingsworth's wonderful commentary. It's a question about our being and what kind of life we will live. We make the turn on the first floor, and we come across an exuberant installation that features the work of 2 artists. One is Pat Bernstein, who was able, after a brain tumor, he felt for the first time the trees come forth and almost hug her. And everywhere she looked, she could see faces. And it is called pareidolia. Then we have the work of Brian Pardini, who has walked like a meditation the shores of Lake Erie for more than 3 decades. And he spots these little bits that have washed up on the shore of all sorts of things, identical to things you would recognize right away with no manipulation. You come around the corner, you see the beautiful paper-cut flowers of Erica Eskin, and what a gift she has been to Baltimore with her Candy Tree Company. And as a gift, she gave us on 3 stories the most glorious paper flowers you've ever seen. And inside, we go into our elevator. You see the Pollinator filmed by the genius who we will honor with our highest award, the creator of the movie Fantastic Fungi, Louis Schwartzberg. We also have 3 secrets selected by Frank Warren, our great friend who created the Post-Secret Project. Onto our second floor, you see, framed by twigs, a beautiful print by Montenegro, who had the wisdom. He juxtaposed the tree ring with a human thumbprint. And then we have a bat skeleton. And you see the 5 little toes and the rib cage and the head, and you realize how much like a little miniature person that bat is. Then we have a tribute to what the Shinto priests have long known was such an incredible sacred tree. All Shinto shrines have to be made from Paulownia. Is this miracle tree that can grow in almost no soil, and it can grow 5 to, get this, 20 feet in 1 year, the first year. It consumes 11 times more carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere than any other tree. And we have the sculptures of a turtle and a dog made by Abraham Lincoln Chris out of the root material of the Paulownia. We round the corner, and the first thing that we see is this large wall, and it's the story of William Hall, one of the most magical artists who was not discovered until very late in life, who had lived with his mom in California into his 50s, and when she died, he couldn't afford to stay in his home. So he ended up living in his car for 11 years, where he did these magnificent, complex drawings, combining his love of cars and technology, as well as with nature and trees. And we say care for Earth and each other. The artist, Stephen Holman, married to a wonderful woman, a little boy, came across one day William and said, live with us, we'll be your family. Up in our niche, you see this ball gown, more beautiful than any you've ever seen, called Birds of Prey, embroidered by Chris Roberts Antio. Next to that, we have the magic behind the glow of fireflies, and I'll let you come and see what that secret is. Then the grand entry to the main exhibition floor looks like a giant bowerbird nest. You know, those hipster bachelors of the bird community who build these incredible nests, each one of a kind, trying to entice the ladybirds to choose them. And like a blessing on the whole show, we have the original work by Dr. Bob Hieronymus for the Earth Day poster that has the Earth Day message done in almost every written language. The original Earth Day celebration was to be the spring equinox, but for political reasons, it was changed to April 20th. Further, you come in and you see these stacks of shoes that have all been hand-painted by Rick Skogsberg, and they're in fractals found in nature and other scenes, and we have juxtaposed that with the quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, who said, walk as if your feet are kissing the earth. Then we learn that our human eyeballs are hardwired to see more variation in the color green than any other color, and no better buffet of green could be Johanna Burke's life-size green monkeys. Human beings share more than 98% of our DNA with chimps and bonobos. There's a lot of our behaviors that are also similar. Like they have a great sense of injustice. And then you look over and you see the great visionary artist, Alex Gray's original planetary prayer. So one thing that we can all think about this spring is how many of you have ever noticed how happy birdsong sounds in spring. Usually it's the males who are singing, and there's been research done that's really intriguing, that if you put a control seed with the same amount of light and water, etc., and the only thing you change is you play recordings of these happy spring bird songs, you will find again and again that those seeds will grow exponentially larger than their controls, almost as if the birds are like the cheerleaders of nature. That's part one of this 4-part virtual tour that I hope will encourage you to come and experience the secret life of Earth on your own.